Yo guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are reacting to the top 10 biggest animals in the world. Now, I'm so annoyed guys because I was trying to upload me reacting to someone playing Warzone on Rebar, and it's saying I didn't have enough storage and stuff like that and all that kind of stuff, so I'm just like, oh. So now I came up with a new one, and it's top 10 biggest animals. So make sure you subscribe and like, and let's get into it.
Welcome back to another video about animals. You just can't get enough of them, and
Why
there
are
are
people?
always new
Why
things
are
to learn
these
about
animals
the animal
weighing
kingdom.
40,000?
Big or small, scary or cute, passive or aggressive, animals can be
Like,
studied in
it's
many
crazy.
different
Like all these creatures.
So I hope you're ready to learn more about them. In today's video,
Like,
I'll be
in the
introducing you
world,
to the world's 10 biggest animals of
A
all
whale
time.
shark.
Maybe you've already watched the video about the
Right.
10 biggest animals in the world, and if you haven't, you should check
What was
it
that
out.
one called?
But today's
I
video is
don't
going to
know.
focus on the 10 biggest animals literally of
It's
all time, which means we're going to include animals that are already extinct, or at least that's what we believe. Stay with me all the way to number 1 and find out if the biggest animal of all time is
God,
one
there you
that
go.
still exists today, or is perhaps in a new form. Let's begin, shall we? Number
42,000. That's how many it weighs.
Paraceratherium.
I bet.
I think some of you were surprised when the elephant wasn't included in the world's biggest animals. Well, today I'm giving you something even bigger than the elephant, and it's not the mammoth. I'm talking about the
Except 42.
Paraceratherium, which holds the title of being the largest land mammal that has ever lived. They stood at a towering 7 meters tall, which makes them taller than modern-day giraffes, and they weighed between 33 and 44,000 pounds.
Oh, nah, if I
This
saw
makes them
that,
almost
yeah.
3 times heavier
I'll
than the heaviest
hop
elephants
back on
we
my
have
boat.
today.
Or we
Just like
get
elephants, they were
superpowers and
not an
swimming.
immediate threat to other
Because,
animals or
boy,
humans because
we're
they
no
were
way, boy.
herbivores.
We're no
Well,
way.
with a size that big, I'm sure
We're
they
no
were
way,
pretty
boy.
intimidating, and they kept predators at a distance.
Mate, look at his teeth.
It
got
seems
like
like they went extinct when the
25.
landscapes in Central Asia started to transform, making it hard for the Paraceratherium to find the means to
What
survive.
are you, children? It's not
I
fair
do
enough.
wonder what it would have been
Well,
like
you're
to
that
see one of
hungry,
these in the
mate.
wild,
Let's
but I'm
go
sure
and get
we
a
would be able
burger.
to spot them from very far away
Cook it.
regardless.
I'll cook you a burger,
Number
mate.
9. The whale
You don't,
shark.
you don't, you
And
don't need
here's
to
one
eat
that
your
we
children.
previously saw on the biggest animals in the world, as well as a few other of our lists, the whale shark. So let me refresh or introduce you to some facts about this impressive animal. First of all, the whale shark is the largest fish in the world. That's
Oh,
right,
don't say
although
this.
its name implies otherwise,
Please,
this animal is not a whale, but it is indeed a fish. The name is simply a reference to its
Longer
massive size,
than a
and if you haven't
school
seen
bus.
one yet, you'd probably think it is a whale. They can reach a size of 14 meters long and can weigh up to 41,000 pounds. They're known for having long lives, and some of them
Nah,
make it to 150
hell,
years.
nah,
With
oh.
their enormous size, they could easily reign in the underwater world, especially when they move across the major oceans. However, despite the shark naming, they are filter feeders, which means that they mainly eat plankton and small fish that get caught in their big mouths. They are pretty friendly, and sometimes they can be spotted swimming with humans. Number 8.
Megalodon.
Leadsichthys. While the whale shark is the largest fish in today's world, it is not the largest fish in history. There's a fish that was larger, and that's the Leadsichthys. But it's actually not far from the size of whale sharks. Earlier estimates stated that a Leadsichthys could be about 27 meters long. However, later studies have shown that they might have only been around 16 meters long, which is still a bit bigger than the whale sharks, but just not for that much. Also, they were heavy,
Like, there's so
weighing
many,
about 43,000
like,
pounds.
big
And
and
just
scary
like the whale
fish
shark,
in the
the
water.
Leadsichthys was also a filter
In the
feeder,
water, the
eating
bottom.
plankton,
And they
shrimp,
come
jellyfish,
swimming
and
at the
any small
top.
creature that got stuck
If
in
you
its mouth.
see a fin
I
coming
kinda
up
wish
to
we
you,
had the Leadsichthys today, but at least we still have the whale shark, which is pretty close.
nothing you
enough.
can do.
Number
Unless you're trying to
7.
kick him, but your legs gone, mate.
Who's the king of the jungle?
Shorty,
That's
just
right, the
done it.
lion.
Oh
Who's the
my
king
god, look at them
underwater?
teeth.
Actually, that's kind of a debatable subject. Let's move on from that one. The animal
Holy
I have
hell.
here, though, considered once as the largest pilosaur ever, is believed to have ruled at the top of the food chain, the Kronosaurus. Named after the Greek god Cronus, who ate his own children, was a very intimidating predator. It could be about 10 meters
boy.
tall and weighed something between 30 to 40,000 pounds.
Hey,
It would
hey,
prey
the
on all sorts of
music, bro.
creatures, including fish, squids, and
Eee.
even other pilosaurs and ichthyosaurs. With such an intimidating reputation and a name, I'm sure the Kronosaurus didn't have to worry about other
Guys, so you
animals
think
out there.
dinosaurs are still alive when they're just
Number
out in the wild,
Titanoboa.
far away?
You might remember the anaconda
Let me
and
know.
the python as the largest snakes in the world today, but these two are so small compared to their very large
It's
ancestors,
so
the
happy.
Titanoboa.
Stupid.
This big snake,
You
which could
feel.
be as long as a school bus, lived in the South American rainforest about 60 million years ago. With about 13 meters of length, the snake was not just long, but it was also quite wide, to the point that it would have to squeeze into your door frame if it came to find you in your house today. It's estimated that this big snake weighed about 2,500 pounds, which makes it half as heavy as
Imagine
a
you
rat.
just see that walking down your
So
street.
don't think you could have
I'd
just
be
picked up
like,
this
oh,
snake
my
and
dog
taken it
feel
home as a
bigger.
pet, or
Oh,
toss it away
damn.
like some people do when they find snakes in the wild. This snake was pretty much like
Damn.
any other big animal
God.
today, and it was better to leave them alone. Number 5. The Megalodon.
Imagine you see that
Here's
walking
another
down
one
your
from our
street.
previous videos, the Megalodon.
Or you just
the
see him in your
largest shark
window.
ever and the protagonist of a poorly rated movie franchise. Just like many other prehistoric creatures, the name of this animal comes from the Greek and the meaning is big tooth. I guess that gives you an idea of how big and wide its jaws really are. Not only was it the largest shark in the world, but it's also one of the largest vertebrate predators ever. How intimidating can that be? Just think about this. The
Mate,
white
I'll be
shark, which is
scared
the
if I
current
saw
largest
that.
shark in the
They
world
walk so
today that's
slow though, so
omnivorous.
it's
It can
alright.
grow as
It's
long as
alright.
20 feet long
But
and weigh as
if
much
they
as
start running at
7,000
you-
pounds. However, the
Don't think you have a
Megalodon
chance.
was easily 3 times
They'll hit you
bigger
with
in
your
size
neck.
and could be 15 times heavier than its modern-day relatives. With such a large size and a predator instinct, this animal was likely at the top of its food chain, and it probably fed
Is
from
it-
dolphins
is it a
and maybe even
crocodile?
whales. The animal went extinct more than 1 million years ago, but some people like to think that the Megalodon is still out there in the deep ocean or the Mariana Trench or something like that. I guess Hollywood has really put some crazy ideas in our heads, or maybe they know something that we don't. Maybe I'd stay away from the deep waters either way. Number 4. The Spinosaurus. Films have made a really great job of bringing awareness of prehistoric animals. For that reason, thanks to movies like
Massive.
Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, we know a bit more
I
about
bet it weighs-
dinosaurs and other animals that are now extinct. And while some of the portrayals
They
are
always got
exaggerated,
saurus
we
in
at
it.
least learn the names and some interesting characteristics of these species. That's the case of the Spinosaurus, a dinosaur that you probably remember from the Jurassic Park
Damn.
movies from the 90s. They were the largest carnivore dinosaurs on Earth. They could be about 18 meters, and in fact, at 1.8 meters long, their head alone was the size of a human being. And those spines on their backs were about 2 meters high. Even though they were so big,
I mean,
they
it's
didn't
still
feed
alive
many
now.
large animals. Their diet consisted of fish and sharks that they could eat with their serrated teeth. Their ability to swim made it easier for them to get this kind of food. Number 3. Argentinosaurus. At this point, you've already learned about the largest mammal and largest dinosaur to ever dwell on the land. But there's another animal that lived on land that was even bigger than those two. It's the Argentinosaurus, which is known as the king of sauropods, which, let me remind you, are not dinosaurs. The Argentinosaurus was in fact not just large, but also the longest one to live on land. They could reach a height above 7 meters and weigh about 224,000
Yeah, but you got
pounds.
big strong as
Even their
men
eggs were
like
bigger
lifting
than the
the
biggest
cars,
eggs you've
so
seen.
I guess they can
They
lift
were
up
almost
a
as big
blue
as a
whale.
coconut and weighed 5 pounds. It would take these animals about 40 years to reach adulthood, which gives them plenty of time to gain those 200,000 pounds needed to be a healthy grown sauropod. It's estimated that their daily diet needed an intake of 100,000 calories, which is like eating 300 muffins in one single day. I guess that makes sense for an animal this big. Now it's time for the day's best pick.
How can you drink more?
The picture I
How
have
can you
today
drink
is one of
milk
people gathered
underwater?
around the head of a very large animal, something that looks like a crocodile. And today I want to present to you the largest aquatic reptile, which is actually bigger than a crocodile and significantly larger than almost every animal you've seen so far. Number 2. Shastasaurus. If you're into reptiles and exotic prehistoric animals, you've probably heard about the Liapleurodon.
Don't know, sure,
In
yeah.
fact, we've even mentioned it in our video
Alright,
about 10
guys.
animals that were scary
Subscribe and like.
dinosaurs.
Peace.
Some people have said that the Liapleurodon